Pandas. Pandas. Pandas, 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 pandas. Good morning, my pandas. Welcome to the stream. TGIM. Thank God it's Monday, Monday, Monday. Why do we say TGIM instead of TGIF? Because Monday just means we are back doing what we love most with the community we love most. And us. We are back live at it again. Ready to make some bamboo. Good morning. Drop a GM in the chat if you haven't already. Scalp that like button. Pandas, you guys ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Get your engine started. Whew. Hope you had an amazing weekend, pandas. Hope you had an amazing weekend. No news today. Let me put a message up. YL. I hate Monday. Don't hate Monday. You gotta love it. Bill 7, good morning. Scalp that like button. H2O, good morning. Robert, good morning. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. Bill says, I saw a clarification video. We can DCA? Absolutely. There's lots of things to talk about, pandas. Lots of things to talk about. Mawashi trade. Good morning. At 10 a.m. Eastern time, it's usually when I have the most people watching. I'll go ahead and go over the new Apex rules and my thoughts on them. It's a lot of new rules. And there are rules that you should definitely know because they will affect your trading. And I think a silly part of the new rules is that they don't administratively stop you from doing certain things. For instance, you have a half contract rule during your trailing threshold period. You have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 consistency rules you have to worry about. From those 6, three to 4-ish are new. While heart rate can't go over a certain BPM, otherwise it means you're over risking. Panda's market's just opened. Let's make some bamboo. But at 10 o'clock, we'll go over all the new rules. Market just opened. Seems like we're just climbing back to fill the gap here. Friday was actual complete dud day. You can tell by the 5-minute chart. It's just complete trading range. And we opened in the gap here. But we're coming right back up to fill the gap. We're in the land of 2 gaps. Will we fill this gap first or fill this gap first? From the looks of it looks like we want to fill this gap above before the gap below. Quick look at the daily chart. Yeah, it created an inside bar, so it looks bullish to me. Weekly chart, not much to say here other than we got a bunch of bull bars in a row here. Top left of your screen, you can see we're about on average around $400 profit. Let's just say on average around $400 profit. I'll tell you what though, you want to stay at least until 10 today. You want to see you want to know the new rules. You definitely want to know the new rules. Coming to back to the 20 EMA here. Potential trap trade on the 2500 tick. Quite a strong push down. The 5-minute chart, pandas. It was very solid green, and then it turns all the way back like this to a doji. Pretty incredible. I thought for certain it was going to fill the gap above. Okay. Pushes back up here. I'm looking for a second entry long. The first leg is so strong. You're looking for another leg down. When you have like more than 3 bars, 3 strong bull strong bars in a row, you're kind of expecting some follow through. Trap triggers on the 2500 tick. Okay. Okay. It's such a strong move down though, pandas. I'm gonna sit on my pause here. Okay. Trap trade triggering here. I want this trap. I don't know, pandas. Thinking it wants one more push down here, but who knows? Who knows? Ruben says no news today because so it might be choppy. It actually is a fair statement. The only news we have this week, I believe, is on Thursday. At least according to Forex Factory, the only high impact news, I believe, is going to be Thursday. Yep, Thursday. Nothing's changed. Still Thursday. This is a trap trade here. To go long. I don't know. You have about 3, 4 overlapping bars in a row now. The 5-minute bar is basically closing right at the middle of its range, making it very confusing. Right, you have this 5-minute bar that just formed, and it closed right in the middle of its complete, like from the top to the bottom, right in the middle of its range. Meaning, I don't know. It's confusing. Got about 5 overlapping bars in a row right now. Okay, trap does trigger. Because so many overlapping bars in a row, it's just going to sit in my pause here. Looks strong to the upside. Alright, we had like 5 overlapping bars in a row. Just sitting in my pause here. Thinking that any breakout will fail here, but we'll see. No rush, pandas. Market just open. Just take your time, pandas. Take a deep breath. Relax. It's okay. Once we get clear price action, clear market cycle, then we'll rock and roll. But until then, pandas. Until then. Okay. The trap does look like it works out here. Looks like gap will fill on the 5-minute chart to the top side. It's like the market, if you ask it, can you make it any more confusing? Market says, nope, this is as confusing as we can get. Or you ask the market, can you make it confusing as possible? And the market said, yep. Okay, gap just filled on the 5-minute chart. Right here it was open from today, and here's a close. And we fill the gap. Nice little trade here, but I didn't like the 5 overlapping bars. Just been in that situation too many times. Plus, you got such a strong move down here. You're thinking maybe. 2500 tick is just a trap trade, right? You got a second entry short that fails, and it continues to go upwards. Pandas, I'll tell you what, you want to stick around to 10 to hear about the Apex news. You definitely want to hear it. No second entry long at the Tony EMA. Look at it. The first leg goes beneath the 20 EMA. So this is actually more of a failed second entry short setup, but it's ultimately a Pikachu setup. Why is it called Pikachu? Because it's both a second entry long and failed second entry short. Right, here's your second entry long. A, B, C. Right, that's your second entry long. But here's your failed second entry short, where you have, it looks a little silly, but you start here. One leg up, two legs up. So here is your second entry short. And then they both go up. So we call it Pikachu because it looks like a tail of a Pikachu, which is a lightning bolt. Right? If you guys didn't know, Pikachu's tail is a lightning bolt. Mind blown. I'm looking for a trap trade here, pandas. I do not care. Trap trade here. Ooh, it's a good looking signal bar too. The fact that we're bouncing off a key area here with a breakup trend to new high. I'm looking for a short trade here. But the setup looks pretty good actually. It's trading range, or it's in the channel plus off the 20 EMA. You got two key areas. Not bad. Ooh. Too bad the fail second just short. My trigger above. Jeez. Give it to me. I'm in. The fail second entry long, my fail here, is already reversing, so it's not a good sign. Definitely not a good sign for me. But the amount of risk is just right. The amount of risk is just right. So your second entry long fails, but so does your trap. Well, we'll see. We're still in this trap trade. But your second entry long already failed here. Another push down. If it's an H4, I don't know if I want to stick around for an H4. I'll just take the hit on the H4. Yeah. I'm out on the H4. Alright, the H4 triggering here. Right off the 20 EMA like this. I'm gonna sit on my pause here. Take the first hit. I don't want to stick around and find out. H4 already is bullish. It's like a pretty bullish set. If anything, you go long here. Jeez Louise. Can we call trading range a Zendaya? Because price is... Pandas, I made a mistake. I should have held it, pandas. I should have just held it. My original trade was good. Goodness gracious. My original trade is very good. Poker Matrix asks, what is H4? H4 is basically 4 pushes down. It's a 4th entry. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 pushes down. You can see with the indicator, you have 4 pushes down. And it did an outside bar reversal. I didn't want to stick around and find out. I felt like I was already wrong. I felt like the trade already fails, or the setup is no longer valid because right, you're above the 20 EMA, making high or low here. You get 4 pushes down and try to reverse off a support. And I didn't want to stick around and find out. So I reduced my risk here and just take the hit. So I'm down 145. No big. No biggie. Moving on. Confusing. I'm going to pause on here for a little bit because this price action is not friendly at all. This is actually very confusing. H4 is basically a 4-legged pullback. H2 is a 2-legged pullback. And H3 is a 3-legged pullback. It's just different naming conventions for the same thing. Al Brooks uses like the H convention, L convention, right? H and L, highs and lows. H4, H2, L2. Getting confusing. Looks like trading range starting to ensue. Got a bunch of overlap here. Attempts at reversals that fail. This looks a little confusing now. We got about 4 overlapping bars, 5 overlapping bars here. Outside bar reversal here that fails, right? You break to the bottom, break to the top, and then the next bar breaks back to the bottom. It's a lot of confusion here. Let's see, my pause. Pandas, how was your weekend? I hope you had a good weekend. How was yours? My weekend was great. My weekend was great. Just took a nice, long, relaxing drive with Mrs. Panda. No problem. Okay, big push up. So I guess our trading range hasn't completely formed yet. Maybe we're breaking out. Okay, interesting. If I were to make a trading range here, where would I put it? The bounds. Probably something like this, I guess. Maybe this? I don't know. If I had to make a trading range, I guess this would be it. Ooh, it's a good looking trap here, but because of the confusion, mass confusion here, I'm sitting my pause here, plus the risk is quite large to take that trap. It does trigger the trap to the long side. It looks like it wants to make a new high. It looks like it wants to make a new high. And it looks like it wants to break this high here. But as long as I'm confused, I'm going to sit on my pause. I just don't feel confident in any trade here. The fact that this actually didn't fail actually confuses me. Like, I felt like this should have failed, but it did not. Wow, look at this. Or it could be a really strong uptrend, I don't know. See, this will be an L4 setup. 4 pushes up. You can see with the 4 here that we had 4 pushes up. If I need to get a little more margins here, it's hard to see. It's a little bit better. 4th push up, and then reverses. Confusing. Pandas like, I don't feel comfortable trading this. Okay, you get 5 overlapping bars here now. 5 overlapping bars here. Outside bar. Big push down, no follow through. Big push up, no follow through. Big push down, no follow through. Big push up, small follow through. I don't know, Pandas. It's just screaming price action or trading range right now. It's a second entry long, but in the twilight, the trading ranges, it's like creates a twilight zone, and you just don't take the setups in these sticky situations, bad circumstances. Second entry long does trigger. They're above the 20 MA. It looks like there's some pressure to push up here. Some bullish pressure. Looking for that new high. New high created. It broke this pivot high. Okay. No clue what's happening, pandas. Absolutely no clue what is going on here. I feel safer for some reason going with a limit order going short. Almost feel safer doing that right now. Almost. Okay. No idea what's happening, pandas. Okay. Really just choppy here, pandas. It could just be a choppy day. Or, I mean, technically we're kind of in an uptrend. Ah, interesting. Can I capture a bigger uptrend here? It's tough. Don't feel confident in anything, long or short. Market cycle's confusing to me. We have a second entry long here, but it's within what, like 7 overlapping bars in a row. So it is coming off our trend line also off the 20 EMA, but it's so choppy, pandas. I'm just gonna sit in my pause here. Okay. Second entry long looks like it's gonna fail, but it hasn't failed yet. Okay, second entry long fails with the outside bar. Okay. Interesting. Decent push down. All-time highs. Has some ways to go for all-time highs here. But I feel like it will eventually hit it. Like, in the, like, foreseeable future. Like, it looks like it's on its way there. Maybe, presidential elections by then. This is one of those days I would just stay away from the market. Like I would walk away with my $145 loss and just know that I saved a bunch of mental capital by not trading today. It's like one of those days, you know what I mean? It's not worth trying to like squeeze water out of a rock. Force a trade here. Big push up. This could be a decent move up here. Bamboo juice out of bamboo. Like cane juice, but bambooier. Hey, bamboo's delicious. Just watch this. Is there anything more delicious looking than a panda eating bamboo? Is there any more food that looks more delicious than a panda eating bamboo? Goodness gracious. By the way, my brothers and sisters are back from China. They're in the National Zoo now. Alright. What's going on here, pandas? We got him back. Big push up. Small pullback. Consolidation. Is bamboo a fruit? It's a reed. It's like grass. My dog eating apple sound like that. Is there anything more delicious than a dog eating an apple? Okay. Absolute no follow through, right? 2500 tick, strong bull bar ending near its high. There's absolute no follow through on that. It's disgusting. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Hey, where's Crimson Demon at? Why isn't he on the stream? We had one viewer named Black Gypsy. He was great. But I think he's moved on. Just unfortunate. I loved him. I loved having him as a viewer. Black Light Gypsy. Self-setter says if you want to request a 2,000 payout on a 50K account, your account has to be 54,600. If your account is 52,600, you can only request 500. Is that correct? Crimson Demon, thank you. It's good to know you're here. Moved on, or just moved on? Just moved on. Not like that, because that would be sad. A fallen panda. What's going on here, pandas? This is just very choppy price action. Can you get choppier than this? I don't know. It's just a spike in channel on 2500. Right, spike, channel. 3 pushes up now. Could create a wedge. Second entry long here forming. Good signal bar, but man, look at the price action here. It's crazy. It looks like a strong. It looks bullish, pandas. I mean, it's just slowly grinding up. So I don't know. It's just grinding upwards, pandas. What can I do? Just go long here. Just give it a shot. Give this a shot, pandas. It's too late now. I don't want to force anything, pandas. We're gonna spike and channel in the higher time frame. Just try to capture in the lower time frame. I mean, this essentially this looks like the spike and channel on the higher time frame. Transposing it here. This is getting too messy here. Let's start over. Let's see what we got. This is what it looks like, pandas. It's a third push up on that spike and channel. One, two, three pushes up now. The 5-minute chart also. It's just being bought up with limit orders. I mean, we're in a limit order market that's going upwards right now. If you can't beat them, join them, yeah. Question is, when do you join them? Nice pop up. I'll try, I guess. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I should be not, like just buying down here, but I'm trying to buy a breakout right now. I don't know why. Okay, I'm glad it dropped like that. It makes me not want to take this trade anymore. Or does it? Like, technically, I should just be buying like this. I should just be buying. That's what I should be technically doing right now. With limit order trading right now. All this limit order trading. Gio says bull leg in a trading range. You know what? The thing is about trading ranges, the bull and bear legs are actually very strong. It's actually very strong. Or they could be very strong. It's in trap. Feels like it's just short here. Ooh. It could really just break out here. But it does not. Or it might. The reason why I didn't want to take this trade is because it's in this range right here. Big wicks. Risk is kind of large as well. You got kind of larger risk here. Plus, the price action so far has shown to be a limit order trading. But who knows? It could pop up. I wouldn't be surprised. Does it kind of look like it wants to pop up here? I don't know. I mean, it just looks like it's consolidating. Oh, wow. That's not good. That's not good if you're long. I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that much. If you're long here, I'll tell you that it's not that good. It's not a good sign. If you break this high, that's a good sign. Ooh, that's a very good sign. Oh, pandas, it's 10 o'clock. Let's go over the new Apex rules, pandas. New Apex rules. Get ready to clip it. So you got this. Let's go over the new rules that are kind of less restricting, let's say. I guess the good news. Let's good news first. How about that? Good news first. Good news first because there's less good news. The benefits. The good news is that there's no more payout windows. You just need to trade 8 trading days. On the Apex Discord, it says 5 days with $100 profit. Don't know why it says that. Because on their video it says 5 days with $50 profits, at least. So they want to make sure you're making at least like $50 a day, which probably really wouldn't be an issue. I don't think it's not really a big issue. If you're just trading, like most likely you're gonna make more than 5 days of more than $50 or $100. That's one scalp essentially. You got no more flipping rule. You have unlimited DCA allowed. You can DCA as much as you want. Pandas, they heard our complaints. The DCA thing was so ridiculous. Sorry about that, Pandas. So you got unlimited DCA allowed. Apex is calling. Apex calling me saying don't let out the secrets. Don't give out all our secrets. Yeah, it's just a limit order trading here, Pandas. It's kind of hard for me to find an entry here too. Maybe just bouncing off the 20 EMA. Is that what we're doing here? Just I almost have to create like a smaller channel like this. This is almost seems right here. Popping up Big Mama triggers. Don't really like it in the limit order market when Big Mama triggers like this. But we are really pushing up here right now. And from the 6 payout, from the 6 withdrawal, you can pull out 100% of your earnings. So it doesn't matter how fast you can get to the 6 payout, right? You can be within like the minimum amount, which is what I guess 6 times 8 days, something around there. Doesn't matter how fast you get to the 6 payout, but when you get to the 6 payout, you can pull out 100%. All right, so those are kind of some nice things, especially when it comes to payouts. But here are some new consistency rules, Pandas. And these are the ones you have to really, really pay attention to, Pandas. This is the ones you have to pay attention to. Because if you don't, you're going to find yourself in a world of hurt without even knowing it. The new rules are, I'm going to just lay them all out, just straight up, and then I'll go into what they are. You need to now have a safety net when you withdraw, if you withdraw more than the minimum. Right, the minimum is $500. If you ever want to withdraw more than $500, you'll have to have a safety net. The risk reward ratio cannot be worse than 5-to-1. You cannot risk more than 5 points for every 1 point you're trying to gain. Now there is a scaling plan, pandas. Scaling plan. This one's big. This one's big. Scaling plan. I'm just going to go all through this before I read any comments. And then I'll read all the comments after. Scaling plan. Well, how about this? How about we switch to FAQ mode? Do they even have that anymore? I guess they got rid of it because it was so worthless. Scaling plan. You cannot use more than 50% of your max contract size in any trade while you're still in the trailing threshold. By the way, these only apply to PA accounts. Right? These only apply to funded accounts. They do not care how you trade your evals. It's all only about funded accounts. So you cannot trade more than 50% of your max contract size. So for instance, if you're on the 50K accounts, you can't trade more than 5 contracts. 5 contracts is your max while you're still in the trailing threshold. Once you get the static threshold, you can trade up to max. You can also trade out, even if you go beneath, right, your, let's say the trailing threshold size. Once you hit static, it doesn't matter. You can go underneath it, above it. You can trade up to the max. Now, these are interesting. The consistency rule. And the worst part about that, pandas, is not administratively enforced. So if you didn't know about that and you somehow traded 6 contracts for some reason on one trade while you're still in the trailing threshold, you're actually going to get dinged for that. And you don't even know it. You're going to get dinged for that. So I don't understand why they would create this. Why would they create this restriction when they do not enforce it administratively? That boggles my mind. That really boggles my mind. That will make you lose. So many people may lose just because they didn't watch the video or they're not watching the stream, right? Like that's a very specific rule, and they're not doing anything administratively to stop it from happening. I think it's a little silly. They need to, if they want to enforce something like that, it should be administrative, in my opinion, right? Like they should make Rhythmic stop you from trading more than half the contracts, because if let's say you didn't know about it and you just happen to trade more than half the contracts while you're still in trailing threshold, you get dinged and you had no idea. You didn't even know that was a bad thing to do. The consistency rule now, the 30% consistency rule, is a hard and fast rule. It's no longer up to discretion. It's just 30% rule. The unrealized losses cannot exceed 30% of total profits. This one's a doozy. This was a doozy. I'll answer questions after I go through all of them. This was a doozy. Unrealized losses cannot exceed more than 30% total profits in one trade. So if you are on the 50K accounts, in one trade you cannot have more than a $750 loss, right? 30% of the while you're in the trailing threshold. You cannot have more than $750 loss on one single trade on the 50K accounts while you're in a trailing threshold. Right? They're using the trailing threshold as like your account profits. But once you get the static threshold, then they're going to use your account size as the measure of 30%. That one's tricky, but I agree. Like I don't think you should be risking more than 30% on any trade. Like it's like if you're an actual legitimate trader, pandas, like you won't be risking 30% on any trade. Like it doesn't make sense. Like you're basically blowing your account. Maybe at the end of the day you might be down 30%, which is fine, but you cannot in one single trade lose more than 30% of your account balance. So that makes trading the 50K accounts a little more difficult in my opinion because your account size is so small. Like for me, like I'm trading 150K accounts. So that means that my 30% is um is based on 5,000, which is what 1,500. So I'll enter this trade. Take a trap trade here off of the previous day's high. Looks like I'm gonna lose it though. Super small risk. Got a nice pullback, but got hit. Um, but you cannot, right? For me, like I'm not going to risk more than 1,500 on one single trade. I risk about $200 per trade. If I double my contracts, maybe $400 per trade. But I will unless I've lost it and I've gone full tilt. Like I'm not gonna risk more. I'm not gonna risk 1,500 on any trade. Hugh says, "What in the actual f?" Okay, I'll read the comments after. We're almost done here. We're almost done. And no drastic inconsistent sizing allowed. So that's the contract sizes. Basically, if you trade like one contract every single day, and then finally when it comes to payouts, you trade like 10 contracts, then they're gonna realize, okay, something's wrong. From the video, it seems like they are focused more on like the first day and the last day, right? Some people, when they trade with Apex or any prop firm, they go max out on the first trade and just try to get past all the thresholds, right? They want to get past the trailing thresholds. They want to get, they want to create a big buffer for themselves. The bad thing about that is obviously, you have to have the 30% consistency rule. It's hard to overcome that if you do that, but some people do that, and after they get that, they only trade one contract, because now they have a big buffer. They feel much safer to trade instead of the small trailing threshold that everyone else has. Also, people on the last day, they trade one contract, and all of a sudden they trade max contracts on the last day before payouts, so they can get to payouts, something like that. I'm going through all of these things. I gotta be truthful to you guys. Even though this may hurt Apex and ultimately hurt, my affiliate money or whatever, my most important goal is to make sure the pandas are taken care of. So I gotta be honest with all of these new changes. I always kept the 100% real. Like and honestly, I don't have any loyalties. Like I'm not like sponsored by any of these prop firms, so I can say whatever I want about them and with no repercussions. It's just my honest thoughts. So, and I always try to do good. I always try to do good to my pandas. Ooh, this is really popping up here. But market cycle is just tricky. Finally get a break here. I thought we had a nice trap trade, but trap fails and the reverse is very strong. Anyways, they have on the 6th day, Apex team will review your account to see if you can get to payouts. So pandas. Let's go over some of the things here before you guys all go too crazy on the new rules. Let me just have this in mind, right? While you're trading pandas with any prop firm, I just want you to have this mindset. Are you legitimately trading? Prop firm's goal is to find the legitimate traders who are good so they can make money off of them in the long run. That is the goal of a prop firm, right? Like especially in the traditional sense. Before, when you went, before all of this craze with the prop firms coming up with basically all these prop firms giving you free money, prop firms used to be difficult to ever even join because they would evaluate your trading. Like you would have to go into like an office, you have to trade in front of like, the other employees, in front of your boss, whatever, and you have to prove to them that you can legitimately trade with a proper risk, and then the better you get, the more exposure they'll let you have, more leverage. Right, that's like the old school days, brick and mortar style. Where I trade for a prop firm. I go in the office, I dress up in a nice suit, and I trade for them. And they only will accept those who are actually profitable. Now with this new prop firm craze, you have all these prop firms popping up, and they're all realizing the boundaries that they can have without, and having a good business model still. So I just wanted you to have that in mind, right? The original prop firm idea. Now, Apex, I think, from looking at it, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to create rules as if you were actually like in the office with them and saying, hey, we're going to give you this money. And since we're giving you this money, you need to, like, you cannot take more risk than this or that, and you cannot risk this much. It's like kind of how prop firms used to be. And that's what Apex is trying to become. They want to find the legitimate traders. Now, with that being said, pandas. When I look at all these rules, I don't have any gripes with any of the rules. If that's my mindset, right? I'm coming in, I'm trading Apex money. Apex created a couple of these rules, and I understand. I agree. I think they're all reasonable. I think all the rules that they have created are reasonable. Like, you shouldn't lose more than 30% of your account. Right? If anyone gives you money, right, and they feel like you're just blowing it away, like imagine if you gave money to someone, and then they're just like one single trade, you see them lose 30% of the whole account balance, and you're kind of like, I'm just, I think all the rules are reasonable, except the safety net. I think the safety net is like, I feel icky about it. I don't absolutely hate it, but I definitely feel icky about it. I don't hate it, but I don't like it. I don't hate it, but I don't like it. The reason why I don't hate it is because you can still pull out minimum $500, right? Like with $500, you can go into your safety net, doesn't matter. And also by the fourth payout, you can pull out 100%. Oh, sorry, you can pull out max. You can pull out max, which is the 50K account, $2,000. And either the sixth payout, you can pull out as much as you want. So after three payouts, on the fourth payout, you can pull out the max again. So they want you to be like in a place where you can consistently get to withdrawals, which I think is 100% reasonable in the stance of a prop firm. Right? They want you to be able to be consistently profitable. Otherwise, there's no reason for them to give you free money. Essentially, right? That's the philosophy, right? For any prop firm, and especially with Apex now, you can see it reflected in the rules. Do I like them? Do I think they're reasonable? Yes. Do I like these rules? No, of course not. If I would love to just have the freedom to trade however I wanted. Someone gives me free money, I want to just trade the best thing for me is I want to just trade however much I want. Right? That's like the best 100% for the customer. Let's just say that. And I would love that. But do I think these rules are unreasonable? No, not really. I think they're reasonable. I think they have their place. I think they make sense as a stance in a prop firm. I think if you trade legitimately, right, and you have proper risk reward, like if you're genuinely consistently profitable, then these rules make a lot of sense. So with that being said, pandas, and I said this in the beginning, there's no difference from my message from the beginning when I started this 3 years ago. If you want to trade this prop firm, in order for you to make money, you need to be profitable. You need to be a profitable trader. There's no difference in that. And I will say that you should really consider doing this if you're profitable. I think personally, right, it's worth getting the eval account, getting the cheapest eval account, and doing that before real money. Right? I think this prop firm is better than trading real money. But is it better than other prop firms now is the question. Is it better than the other prop firms in terms of for the customer? For Apex, these rules are great, right? They want you to consistent, and in the long term, in terms of building you as a trader. Like, let's say like they're trying to actually coach you to be a good trader, because hey, to say we're giving you money, our money, so now we want you to be a good trader. Here are some things that we think are good for you as a trader. In the long term, these rules are actually makes a lot of sense, right? If you're not abiding by these rules already, then you're probably struggling a lot as a trader. I mean, to be honest, a lot of us probably are. So, I think they're reasonable. Do I like them? The answer is no. Okay, pandas. Now let's go over your crazy comments. Bill 7, it says to cancel the flippers. Yes, that's for the $50 minimum on 5 days. What I don't like also is that the stuff on their Discord is different than what they have said in their video. So they're not even consistently giving you information here. I don't like that at all. They need to give you, it needs to be consistent. So this is very inconsistent right now. And I think they need to clear that up. What they said from the video, what they post on Discord, are they're giving different information, so it just doesn't make sense. Hugh says it's pretty lame that they couldn't even update their website with the new rules. You have to watch a video. They eventually will update the video or the website with just bullet points. Right now, they only post it on the Discord, but it's pretty lame. YL says safety net, bro. I'm not going fishing. Exactly. MMXXXM says safety net to withdraw. F Apex. Okay. The safety net is the rule that I would 100% agree is the most ickiest, let's say. S2G unit, they should allow us to limit our position size via rhythmic ourselves, but they don't want that. They want us to oversize and blow up evals. Interesting. Crimson says, I wish they removed Morocco from the restriction. Me too. Ruben, worst rule so far. Yep. Safety net's worst rule for sure. Crimson says, the dude said Apex is bigger than all the prop firms combined. I would believe it. I didn't even understand the old rules. Now I have a set of new rules to learn. I think the reason why they did this is because the rules prior to this were confusing and just not consistent. So they're kind of making hard and fast rules now. I'll wait for a second. Entry short. Jeez. I want this pushed back down, back into a trading range. I don't know if this is it though. I've lost on too many traps here. I've lost on this trap. Second attempt on a trap. See if we can get back up. Decent bear bar. If I really love it, I just enter now. Can we get back up here? Yeah, missed it. Breaks down. Missed that trade. I wanted that short, but it didn't quite get to the 20 EMA. Didn't quite get to 20 EMA, which is what I wanted. It's only good for a scalp, apparently. Not good enough for a nice swing. Let's push it back up now. Still going over your chats. Are the new rules better or worse? It's good. The fact that they're very cut and dry. They're worse because now there are certain things. There's more things you have to worry about, more things you have to think about. I think what's good, I think ultimately they're better for me. This all comes down to like what kind of trader you are. If you are the type of trader who just wants to get the payouts, pull out max, and just kill your accounts and start over, this is not good for you. It's not good for you. It's not like if you're just trying to get money quickly, it's just not good for you. I'll just tell you that. These new rules make it difficult for you to just take advantage of the fact that Apex is giving you free money to trade. It is, if you are looking to be a consistent, long-term profitable trader, then these rules are great for you because it doesn't make a difference for you because you're already doing these rules. But for me, I think it's better because now they allow DCA. You can DCA again, and they don't care about contract sizes really, other than being consistent. They're somewhat consistent. And they said in the video that like if you are like, if you're trading small but you see a really good setup and you decide to go pretty large on it, then they're not going to ding you for that, which is great, which is exactly what I wanted to hear, which is exactly what I would do as a real trader. So it's like they made strict rules, but the rules all align with good trading. For instance, the DCA thing, when they stopped the DCA trading, what was weird about that is that they are preventing you from trading like appropriately, right? Sometimes it's appropriate to DCA, especially when you're in a trading range, right? You want to trade, you want a DCA, and so that's why I didn't like the DCA rule because it kind of stopped you from trading well because some strategies call for that. But ultimately, I like them. I think this channel will survive with these new rules, and I'm glad they got rid of some of the old rules. So now the rules, in a sense, are less restrictive, in some sense, right, when it comes to actual good trading, but more restrictive. I think the biggest, like for me, the biggest thing that affects me is the safety net. I think the safety net is the biggest ick here. The ickiest one for sure. It's a nice reversal off of this trap. I'm too focused on talking about these new rules. People saying Bull Knox is the old Apex. I don't know. I don't know about that. Self-setter doesn't like Apex either. I personally can continue to trade Apex. It doesn't affect me that much, these new rules. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Ray, when will Apex do another 90% discount? It's been a while. They might do one soon. Let's just say that. They might do one soon with this backlash and all these rules that people are going to go crazy about. It's going to be expensive for Panda to stream if he's on another platform. Actually, it's kind of true. I think these rules, like for me, I would say this. I think they did make it difficult for, let's say, if you're on the 50K accounts. They made it difficult for 50K. This is definitely more favorable to the larger account sizes. Is a one-time PA fee $85 for all accounts? Lifetime fee, yes. Yeah, they want you to trade micros essentially with the 50Ks. The 30% I think is definitely hard on the 50K accounts. I think with the 50K accounts, with the 30% pullback rule, you need to trade micros if you want, especially if you want to scale in. Because I mean, even for me, I could probably get away with the 50K accounts. Again, like I'm not risking more than $200 to $400 on any trade. Like I'm not risking more than that on one trade, one single trade. And if on the 50K accounts, if you're risking, your trading threshold is only what, 2,500. So if you're risking $750, right, then you only got three bullets. And I think Apex as a prop firm says that's a little ridiculous if you're basically giving yourself only three chances. BPCF says the two rules that don't go together to me is a 1 to 5 risk with a 30% per trade. Um, hmm. What's the problem there? I feel like that makes sense, right? Like they're just dividing it. They're saying, well, for any like for instance, they had a thing, right? They had an example. Someone was risking like 2,000. Actually, I mean, I guess that makes sense, right? Someone was risking like $2,000. He would already have this account like stopped. Tobin says, which prop firm has the least rules? Probably right now, Fast Track, I guess, but are they reliable? I don't know. Fast Track is just giving me sus vibes like crazy. Sus vibes like crazy. Like they're basically they're asking to get shut down. They're asking to get just shut down. Second to short, big push down, bouncing off a key area here. Look for a trap trade here. It's a nice looking second inch short, maybe. Maybe a nice push down here. It's four overlapping bars in a row, but it looks like it wants to push down from the looks of it, the price action. The risk is quite large to take here, but you're looking for a new low. Only problem is I didn't like the bounce off of a key area, which could act as support, and we can bounce back up. But it's a really nice looking signal bar. Only problem is that before it, you have about four overlapping bars in a row. The seventh push down, second to short. It's a Pikachu trade as well. Okay. Not a bad trade. The risk was still quite large though. You're risking, right, the size of this candle. 11 points, not the worst. Hugh says that's a risk you take when you scale in or out. I've taken $750 loss on my 50K accounts numerous times. When I would scale in on the 5-minute chart, I'd still recover. Interesting. Yeah, I would say this hurts the 50K accounts for sure. It makes the higher account sizes much better. Which is nice, I guess, because the higher account sizes are cheaper now. They're cheaper, so I guess. Let's make a new low here. Sorry, I'm not focused on this trading right now. I'm just going over the new rules with you guys, and I like to discuss it with you guys. But you know, the trading rules are reasonable in my opinion. But I can see why the 50K account, those who love the 50K account, this is going to be harder for you guys for sure. Because, I mean, even for me, if the 50K account, it wouldn't be harder for me because, again, I'm risking 2 to 400 on the 150K accounts. Imagine how much I'm risking on the 50K accounts. No more than that, for sure. They for sure make it difficult. The second short is nice. Big push down right on the 5-minute chart. Just coming back to finish this trading range price action here. No setups for me. This second short was decent. This trap trade I wanted in, but couldn't get in. So the two trades I did consider, but this one I needed like a wow. All right, we're really flushing here. What is going on? Something broke, pandas. The circuit breaker's broke. What's going on? The 5 minutes wild, right? Because you got one leg up and one leg down. So was it Geo who said it? Just a bull leg in a trading range? He was exactly right. Exactly what happened. Now I'm looking to reverse this, whatever. I'm looking for a fail second to short here. It's trading range day most likely. So we're at the bottom of trading range. Let's go up higher. Second short does trigger. The trap is underneath the 20 MA, which is I absolutely hate. I absolutely hate the fact that trap was underneath the 20 MA. Exactly what it is. We're flying up. Are we flying up? He said, I had a runner the other day that nearly made 750 profit the other day and then came back and got stopped out at break even. Post trading just score, I guess that would have blown my account. Depends. Depends. If you're already full profits, then maybe not. I don't think it would. I think once you're in a static threshold, it doesn't matter. If your stack threshold, it wouldn't matter. If you're on the trailing threshold, then maybe trailing threshold. But yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's account balance, so it's your losses. I think it's a loss. It only counts as for losses, not for I think it only counts as a loss for losses, right? Once you get hit negative 750. The 750 thing does matter on the static, but they use your account balance, your full account balance. Actually, yeah, then it would matter if you're beneath. It's tough. I think those things need to be clarified. Unrealized losses cannot exceed 30% of total profits. Yeah, so I believe though it's like it's unrealized losses, so it's when your account goes negative to 750. Let's say like it went like a negative 750, but you only really lost negative 500, then that'll count. But I don't think it will consider your like unrealized gains and the unrealized gains from there, and then like using the high water mark. I don't think it's using your high water mark. I think it's just taking the losses. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong, but that's what I assumed was the case. All right, pandas. I think that's it for today. I'm gonna take the L today. It's not too bad. But pandas, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. It considers unrealized gains when calculating your trailing drawdown. Yes, your trailing drawdown. But I think it only considers your losses if you are talking about the 30% pullback rule. I believe. I understand the trailing drawdown is considers your unrealized gains, but the pullback rule I'm not sure. Pandas, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. We'll try to get some more clarification on some of these rules. Pandas, I hope that you are doing well. I hope you guys are doing better than me, and I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. 9:15 a.m. Eastern time. Pandas. As always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.